Um, so.
I'm sorry, I was supposed to start that recording when we first started. I thought about it, and so I started it now. So I didn't mean to rattle you there.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Used to being recorded, no problem. And again, I live up in just north of Austin, in the Hill Country, and like I said, I have been working with AVAFEST ever since I met you a few years ago, Glenn, and I appreciate you asking me back. I love what you do, and I appreciate this cause. So, looking forward to a great year.
I just want to say about Carlton. Carlton, he is a great talent, and he always, if I call Carlton, I said we need you for something. If he's available, he's always there. Thank you, Carlton, and thank you for being with us on 2024. Big Al Gonzalez, how you doing today, sir? Big Al?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let me hold on 1 second.
There
we
you
go. Marine Corps, and let's see. I've been working with Glenn off and on for the last couple of years. Took a break last year. Had a lot of things going on, and I decided to get back involved this year. So let's see. I've been doing stand-up comedy for close to 20 years. I've been touring with one of the bigger comics in the country. Let's see, trying to think of some other things. I was funniest in South Texas 2018. I was runner-up for funniest in Texas 2018. I produced some comedy stuff and worked behind the scenes. I used to manage a comedy club in LA, and I worked at the local comedy clubs here in San Antonio. And basically, I've been involved with comedy in some way, shape, or form since the mid '90s, whether it was writing or interviewing comics, or producing shows, or working at the clubs, or getting involved with festivals. And I said, you know what? Glenn called me, and I said, you know what? I think I'll get back in. And also, there was another gentleman in town who wanted to get involved with a military festival, and I recommended him to Glenn, and Glenn to him. And now we have a anchor club here in San Antonio that's going to let us do comedy at their venue for a week.
So this is a really big deal for us because it's our first time being in Military City. And that's a place that we really wanted to go and be a part, because there's a lot of veterans and a lot of other people there. So thank you so much, Big Al. I'm so glad to have you back. You know, it always takes a lot off of me knowing that you're there, because you don't like me to work too hard.
No, I don't. It breaks my heart, man. But I want to see you June 1st for the Friendly Fire Comedy Tour in Killeen over at Fort Cavazos.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I want to be a part. And there's something else I want to talk to you about. But we'll talk about it. Maybe
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, we don't get to it today. We'll talk to it. Hello, Jason. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm here.
Okay. So I just want to say something about Jason here. Jason, we are in constant communication. And you know, I kind of told him, like, I'm getting a little longer in the tooth now. And Jason is like my guy Friday. He's even more than that. You know, sometimes he's my mind. And I like that. And Jason, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so grew up in Corpus Christi, went into the Marines, got out of the Marines, and made my way here after Operation Enduring Freedom. And I've been in the Austin area for almost 25 years, definitely in the veteran space, you know, from a volunteer standpoint, and serve as a realtor. I got my license for real estate, and I currently accepted a position working alongside Denitris at the American GI Forum, and working with the integration of veterans in regards to their homelessness and their employment.
Fantastic. And just so you're aware of the fact, both Franklin and Jason are board members of the Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel. And they do provide a very unique service in those positions. And speaking of board members, Mr. Mark Hobbs, how you doing today, sir?
All right, let me unmute here. Okay, how you doing? Sorry,
Hi.
I'm grabbing a quick bite to eat, so I turned my camera off so you wouldn't have
Okay.
to watch me chew.
Yeah, we don't want to see all that.
Exactly. But yeah, for those of you who I have not met, and then I guess there are a few, yeah. So my name is Mark Hobbs. I'm a CPA. I work for HMG and Associates, but I also own King's Hobby Shop here in Austin, our local family-owned hobby shop. And I do volunteer work at the Texas Military Forces Museum. So I come to AVAFEST bringing sort of the hobby end of the program, and then also I serve as treasurer for the Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel.
Thank you, Mark. And Mr. Jason Morrell, you got here, yay! Tell us about yourself.
It wouldn't work on my laptop, so I had to use my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you found it, though. Tell us about
I'm glad,
yourself. We got
glad
some
to see everybody.
here don't know you. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm Jason Morell, disabled Army veteran due to PTSD from the Iraq War. I'm here in Rhode Island, and I am your magician. And hopefully AVAFest can get me out there this November with my special guest who got many celebrities started. His name is Bill Schmilk. He owns Wellington Enterprises out of Gardnerville, New York. And he got David Copperfield started.
Yes.
And he's mentoring me. So you guys want the best stage show you've ever seen in your life? Glenn's trying to make it happen.
All right, so we've all been introduced to each other. So I'm going to just do a brief on what each of us are doing for Madeline and Demetrius. Basically, Franklin Mendez is putting together our opening day event that is going to be all inclusive. It's going to be a art, and sort of like an art festival where veterans will be able to show their work, sell their work, but other veterans will be able to do all kinds of performances at the site. He's laying it out together very, very well. You want to tell us more about it yourself, Frank?
I was hoping that everybody had the AVAFest outline.
I'm going to upload it here on the in the Zoom. Okay. So you'll be able to see it there.
While you do that, I will go over the main points. This is a show. We feel that for AVAFest to be successful, we need to make a big impact on the community at the very front end of that show. So at that point, on October the 12th, at this show, we want everyone that has an activity in the following month to be there and pass out information about their shows, about their programs, about their comedy shows, about their, whatever it is they are doing. We need to get the information out to the public early on. For instance, I have a show on the Wednesday before Veterans Day. I will be passing out information about that show. I want people to come to my show. I want people to come and see the veterans that I've painted, the 20 veterans that I've painted,
Found this on
the 20 or 30 veterans that I've painted. I want them to see that and talk to those veterans and see, ask them questions and things like that. So it's an inclusive kind of thing. And people that are having, like, for instance, I know there are some that have their models, miniature models and things of that nature. they need to be there with those models to show people what they do, how they can use them to heal themselves. So we're talking about healing. We're not talking about just doing something for doing it. We're talking about healing the wounded veterans that are out there, and maybe engaging them in some activity, art-wise, craft-wise, you know, being a stand-up comedian, whatever they might see that might intrigue them and might interest them. You know, talk to that person that's putting that program together and see what it takes to get there. So that's the gist of the show. I've also made a timeline of what we will need to be doing in the coming months. Okay, I don't know if you got this or not, but the venue that I'm looking for is the Burger Center parking lot. That's a big space. We can set up a lot of people there. We can put up porta potties, and we can put up food trailers. We can put up a trailer and have some people singing and reading poetry all day long. We can do things that will allow everyone to do something that is going to happen in November. I mean, at this show, I'm including not only the artist, but I'm including demonstrators, like somebody demonstrating how to do sculpture, how to do watercolor, how to do oil painting, landscapes, and I'll be doing a portrait painting demo. We'll have the demo section set aside from all the artists that want to sell and show their artwork. Then we'll have arts and crafts for all those veterans that do arts and crafts. One site will be that. And we'll have another site that will have any and all different kind of activities. For instance, the disc golf, the golf tournaments, and all of that information will be passed out at that site. And then we'll have the food trailers and the porta potties all around us. So it's a big endeavor. It's a big deal, and it's going to take all of us to get it to happen, to take off on that. I've already sent the letter to the superintendent of the Austin AISD, requesting that he allow us to be there on the 12th of October. I heard back from his executive secretary. She said she would pass on the letter to him. I expect to hear from him between now and the 15th of June. That's my target day for the venue. And then we have the announcement and design and announcements to be printed so we can hang them out and pass them out at all the art, like the Daughtery Arts Center, the VA, the Vet Center, anything and everything that has Temple, Waco. We need to find these veterans and let them know what's going to happen. So the art show timeline has a specific time and place, time and date when things need to take place. So it's a way to see how we're progressing along the route to the October the 12th. So on October the 1st, if we got all our ducks in a row, everything is in place, then we have a deadline. That's our go no go date. If for whatever reason we don't have any participants, nobody wants to come in, and then we know that we have to cancel. So I don't want to do that, but we have October 1 will be a go no go day. If it's a go, then we have another 12 days, and it's just a matter of just finishing up the week, the couple of weeks. So I like your opinion on those things, and of course, always in this group, your opinions and your suggestions are always welcome. So
Always. And
That's Rick.
so I want to apologize, you guys, for not having these implements these wonderful implements that have been created for by Frank for his program. Frank, I want you to know that Jason and I, we've been talking about it. We're planning more support for you moving forward, but you've been doing quite a bit of work, and we see that. And we're going to talk to you about this new volunteer program that we may have coming in very, very soon to make sure that everything that we do is a go, and that it's going to be well populated by people, okay? By the artists that the veterans that we serve. Okay, so I would like to, for Jason Morel, talk about your art, your magic.
Bedside magic, I'm an illusionist. The goal is I'd like to do a show at more than one VA hospital in Central Texas. It's just going to be a matter of getting me in there. And if it takes me 3 or 4 hours to perform, I will go to every single room, or as Glenn had mentioned to me in another conversation offline, there's too many rooms for me to perform in. So I'll go to the bedside manners, and our goal is to have a stage show, but got to raise the money for that. And it's getting us out there is I'm waiting for the dates, so that way I can let Mr. Schmilk and everybody else know that we'll be coming. So don't worry, won't let you down. It'll be the best magic you've ever seen.
So
I'm ready.
Great. And I just want to let you guys know I met Jason through a contact that he made with me, and I read some articles about the work that he does at VA hospitals, and he goes from bed to bed for the veterans that are ill, and he performs this bedside magic. And so I thought, wouldn't that be a wonderful inclusion with what we're doing? Now, just to let you know, I'm going up on Friday to Killeen to talk to people at the military hospital there as well, and see what commitments we can get there. And Jesus and myself and Jason, we're going to begin talking with hospital staff out here and seeing what we can do to get you in. There's a lot of beds, like you said, there's a lot of rooms. So, we're looking at also you doing a performance in some kind of theater or something that they may have at the hospital for patients that can come and see that.
That's why I was
Yeah, but the ones they can't, then we will get you in there. So Big Al Gonzalez, you explained to us a lot about what you're doing. I will let you talk about it more if you like, Big Al.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Okay. And then I'm gonna start. Hey.
Hey, so actually I had a question for the last gentleman. Jason, was that his name?
Yeah. Pleasure's mine.
Jason, just had a question. So you're a magician. By any chance, are you a serious musician, or you do a comedy magician?
Well, I will show you my magic room.
And I don't mean, when I say serious, I don't mean like do you do it like seriously?
I do everything.
Like, how when you deliver your act, is it done in a serious manner or in a comedic manner?
Comedic.
Okay, so there's a lot of comedy element to it.
Yes. I'm assuming you've heard of the Sawing a Woman in Half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Glenn's trying to get the funds together to buy me a road case to put this in so we can ship it to Texas. You ever seen one of those before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's I do. I got a good show, but it's matter of money.
What were you thinking? What were you thinking there, Big Al?
Well, we just do we can do a magic show. We can have a whole show for him over at the upstage.
Ah, that sounds good. Okay, so this is something, this is cross-pollination, and that's what we really like. So I'm gonna go now, because we have a long agenda, but this agenda, we're gonna get through it very quickly because some of this stuff we've already addressed. So I want to mention some new opportunities for AVAFEST. First of all, I'd like to speak to Denitris and to Madeline once again. You're new coming in, and I know you probably say, well, what is it that I can do to help with this situation? The answer is, what do you do? And we need help we need assistance on almost every level. And chances are that that you do something, you have a skill that will be very beneficial to what we're trying to do. But we need you to kind of like look at what we're doing and say, well, I can add here. This is something that I can do. It may not be that you're a director. It may be something administrative. It may be somebody had mentioned like directing we're going to have a volunteers team coming in, doing that. Or it may be we have health and wellness that we need a program that we're doing right now where we need a director for health and wellness. There are several different areas of things that we can do. So what I'd like to ask for you to do is to, as you listen to us talk, to assess what it is that you think the value that you can bring to what we're trying to do. And when you tell us that you can bring that value, we believe you. And then you've just volunteered in that area. Okay. And as you can see, we need that feminine energy to be a part of it, because we're a bunch of men here. and we need that. So and I want to say, stand your ground, because you're with a bunch of men, but we respect you and we want you to be a part, really be a part of what we're doing. On that, I just said that, do you have any ideas right now? Either one of you want to speak on?
I think I would probably be able to help in the health and wellness part, and any other place that I'm needed. And if I can do it, I'm there to help do that.
So we have this big event that we do every year at the Central Library in Austin. It's a health and wellness seminar, and they have a kitchen there and everything. Would that be something you'd be interested in learning more about and maybe taking on for us?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
That sounds great. So we're going to begin having that conversation with you and getting you set up for that thing. Jesus isn't here tonight, and he asked me, Jesus Simmental, he's the director of Veteran Services for the city of Austin. He's a part of what we do, but he couldn't be here tonight. But he told me to tell you all that he's with us and that he will be with us at the next meeting. So, and he
Glenn, didn't mean to cut you off half sentence. I apologize, kid. The last gentleman that spoke to me before about the magic, can you give him my number and have him call me after this?
Absolutely. That's Al Gonzalez. Big Al?
Yeah, have Al call me.
I'll get you the information.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Madeline, what do you think? Are you thinking anything right now?
I think I'll have to, like you said, hear more about y'all's needs and kind of see where I can help fill in the gaps. But my focus has always been, I have a master's in social work, so my focus is suicide prevention and mental health. So I'm also thinking maybe health and wellness, but like I said, I can help fill out wherever y'all are needing.
Well, that's great. We have another thing that we do online every year, and it may be a thing that the two of you can work together on that, because that's a big program. And Jesus is very much tied in because we bring in a lot of things. So I'm going to get the two of you together, and I will committee with you in the beginning and see what we can maybe get going. Okay.
Sounds good.
So that thing happens at the Central Library, October the 26th of this year. It's on calendar for October the 26th. Okay. We have the whole downstairs of the central library and the kitchen on the second level. Okay. That's one of the new opportunities that we have coming in. We have another new opportunity, just want to make you aware of. We've been contacted to do a film festival. And Jason and I, we're about to sit down and talk with this young man. He won't be available for about another week because he's in Mexico, but he sent us an email. And his film festival is already pretty much together. You know, he just got through doing it in San Diego. He just needs to come and plug it in here. The board, you guys are aware on the board because I sent you his email that he has. So, and I really love it because I'm a filmmaker at heart. So this is a great thing. And Carlton, I know you're going to love it too, because we already have a great host in you for that, and probably some films.
Aren't we all creators?
Hmm?
I said, aren't we all creators?
Yes, all of us. Franklin, we talked about your opening Veterans Art Mart. And I want you to know that Jason and I and Jesus, we've been talking independently and together about that. We just covered the October 26th. That's item 4 on the agenda, health and wellness seminar. We're going to try to get together. I will send Demetrius and Madeline an invite, and Jason, if you or somebody else wants to be a part of that, board members, of course, you can be a part of it, and then we'll sit down and see if we can get that October 6th event out of the way and up and running. Okay. There's another feature to that too, but we'll talk about that at that meeting. There's a call for art for that I haven't been able to talk to the everybody regarding their call for art. I know Frank hasn't done his yet because we're still setting some things up, formulating the venue. Erlinda Zamora at the Old Bakery and Emporium has already got her site set up. She's already got her call for art out. It's a veterans and their animals exhibit. And what we are trying to do with that is not only by doing this this veteran and their animals exhibit, but we're pushing to get a lot of veterans want animals, but they don't know where to go and get them. So we're trying to get some of those organizations that pair veterans with animals to come and be a part of the opening day of that exhibit. We'd like them to be a part of, for instance, Frank's exhibit that he's doing on opening day. And any place else where where veterans that are in need of an animal, when they come to our events, might be able to make contact with these people. So that's a big thing. If you know of any of those organizations, now's the time to compile a list and get them invited early to the 3 or 4 events that we can have them at. So the call for art for the PTSD show is going to be at ACC. I'm not sure yet. I'll be talking to Brian Josephs regarding that sometime, hopefully tomorrow. And he may come tonight. We'll see. Item.
Is that about what?
Who's that?
Is that about which campus is that going to be at?
Oh, yes, Frankie. You know what, Frankie? I'm so sorry. You're here. Would you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Sure thing. My name is Frankie Mejias. I retired back in 2019. Was in the Marine Corps and the Army. And after my retirement, I went through a couple of interesting challenges and transitions, and through trial error of alcoholism and drugs and everything else, I found a new spiritual awakening and health and wellness of
We've all
different
been there,
holistic-
brother. We've all been there.
different holistic practices that have been super beneficial for my recovery and my journey. And now a year and a half sober, all substances, and just implementing and also becoming a health and life coach to help other veterans offer guidance and different practices and modalities that can bring them to a better place where they can continue moving forward and show up as their best version of themselves, with the goal of standing up a nonprofit that will provide all these practices and different festivals, and just bringing all of this into the veterans and the families, because the families also are suffering too with this transition coming out of service into civilian life. You know, you guys already know about the 67% divorce rate and 17 suicides a day and homelessness, substance abuse. So all of these areas that we deserve better support in as veterans, and that's what I want to be able to help do. So
Yeah,
that's a little bit about me. I'm going to school full time for psychology. Currently, hopefully, be going to UT for their master program. So
fantastic. There's several things that you know. First of all, welcome to our meeting. Welcome to our planning meeting. Welcome to our team. If you should decide that you want to be a part of what we're doing with AVAFEST, we'd love to have you. I always say, because I'm sort of in the same boat as you. You know, I was a recovering addict as well, and that's a hell of a journey. And you have to get to where you are right now. I always say that you've had to have a lot of love in your life to be able to get to there. And
for sure,
when you get a lot of love, you're able to give a lot too.
amen to that. Yep, 100%.
All right, that sounds great. So, what other kind of things do you do, Frankie?
Well, besides my coaching business and also working with different organizations, I stood up a street medicine program to help out local community efforts for you know, feeding, clothing, and also offering other programs, like giving guidance to other programs for like homelessness or houselessness, and then also working with a lot of the festivals. I've worked with Solar Punk, worked with Medicine for the People. They just hired me on to be actual paid support over there. So that was a beautiful blessing. And then also for Dragonfly Festival. So just being connected into the community, going to school full time, and running the business pretty much. Those are my main focuses, being able to just put myself in a place where I can better support the veterans and their families.
Would you mind if we clumped you in right now with Madeline and with Denitris?
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
So that's set. That's a team right there, and I feel like it's a very powerful team because of just your experiences, the things that you talked about. So I call this a committee on this team, and Jason and I will get you together. We'll sit, and what we'll start the functioning with you, and then we fully expect you to just start doing the work and bring in your own ideas. We want you to make it yours, because no one can do this better than you. Yeah, and I think that as a team, as you get together and you start to do it, basically you let us know what you need, and dream. I mean, I always say, I was talking to another person on that's on our team right now that's a big dreamer, and I said, and I always applaud that, because everything that comes into existence is because somebody dreamed it. And when you dream and you dare to dream big, that's powerful. It catches everything. And so dream. Don't think that there's something that you want. Don't think that it's impossible. It's not impossible until we can't do it. That's my attitude. And that should be ours. It's not impossible unless we can't do it. And we don't know if we can do it until we try. Okay? Yeah. All right.
Amen.
So I'm moving on here. Jason, a big note on that. You and I, let's get together and get the health and wellness team started. We got the 3-person committee. We'll work with them for a while, and then they can plan their event. Okay.
Yes, sir. I've made the note.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so big issue here. Item number 6 on here, fundraising ideas. We in past years, it's always this way for us. We start off, we don't have all of the funds that we need to do anything. And I don't know, every year it happens. We wind up, it just happens. We wind up getting what we need somehow. Sometimes I can't even tell you how we got it, but it's there and we're doing it. So if you have any fundraising ability, if you have any fundraising ideas that you want to share with us, I'm going to ask you to send me or Jason an email regarding that. Or if you want to talk about something that you have on your mind right now, let us know. But if not, send us an email. We have a critical window right now for fundraising immediate funds for in the next 90-day period. We are heavily concentrated on raising funds.
Question: is there a goal number that we're looking for, or just whatever support we can get?
Whatever support we can get, but I would like for us to raise at least $15,000.
Okay.
I think with $15,000, we can probably, like some of the events that we're doing, I've been told not to worry about the dollar figure. We have some people that have that kind of capability. They come in with an organization, they come in with organizational skills, and they're going to raise the funds for what they need to do. And I really appreciate that circumstance whenever it happens, but everybody doesn't have that. So when you are putting together just for the health and wellness team, when you're putting together your events, kind of in your mind, kind of put a price tag on it. Some things we're going to discover, sometimes we get stuff sponsored, sometimes we get stuff donated, sometimes the venue that we're at, they just say, don't worry about it. Or sometimes we just get the funds to do it. So where there's a will, there's a way, but don't cut short your vision because you think we don't have the money, because you never know what's going to happen. Okay.
We're in abundance.
Yeah, because that's the only way we can help people is if we really reach out and have something that is going to be really effective. And unfortunately, a lot of times that comes with a price tag. So fundraising is a big thing. Please, if you have any ideas, if you have any connections, let me know. Texas Book Fair. Last year, we were in the Texas Book Fair. We had a lot of veterans with books that were able to sell them. That's one of the biggest book fairs in the state. Again, they've invited us back this year, although the Texas Book Fair is outside of our AVAFEST dates this year. The book fair is going to be 1 week later. Last year it was right during, but they still want us there. So they're offering us a tent. Last year we did so well. We had a large crowd of people there doing the book signings and stuff. So they're offering us our own tent this year. So just to make you aware of that, if you know any veterans that are writers that have books, let them know that we're doing the Texas Book Fair. They should, Ashley's not here. She's the one that generally runs it. She hasn't been at any of our meetings this year. I'm going to call her and see if she's still doing it. If not, we'll be looking for another person to help us with that. Okay.
Yeah. And Glenn, I was there last year at that thing and it was huge. And yeah, and it was just an enormous success. So yeah, we came away last year saying we needed 3 booths to really do what we wanted to do. So getting that tent is going to be that's going to be a godsend right there.
I was one of the authors there and they made me feel so good. That 1 hour that I did the signing, people were I had that veterans hat on and I had my books out there and I was signing and people were coming just out of the woodworks. They weren't interested in what we have. So, and I wasn't there for everyone, but I heard it was that way all the way through.
a few people, you know, I'm not gonna say several, but there were a few people that literally sold out. Everything they brought was sold by the end of the day. It was just, and I mean, there were 10,000 people came through that tent, I'll bet, you know, it was huge.
Well, fantastic.
What date is that going to be, Mr. Towery?
I'm not sure, but look up Texas Book Festival and it'll 2024, and you see the dates. It's about a week after a few days after we close on the 12th.
Okay.
So it's like, I believe it's like the 14th or the 15th or something like that. But they still wanted to keep us included, and they don't charge us anything for participating. They said there may be a charge for the tent, is what they said.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
totally
because
worth it. Yeah, it's November 16th and 17th. I just looked
17th.
it up.
And the reason why there'll be a charge for the tent is that they want us to have our own tent, but they don't own the tents. They rent them from another source. So we would have to get our own
So
tent.
it'd be covering the charge. Okay.
So, but it would be
Yes.
good for us to behoove. We'll get somebody to sponsor it, or we'll have the funds and we'll get our own. So we talked about item 8, Bedside Magic Show, with our dear friend Jason Morrell. When I want to tell you guys, this Mr. Schmeek, what's his name? I got a chance to talk to him. He does magic tricks for all of the big name. I mean, many, I won't say all, but many of the big name magicians. They're in Las Vegas and other places. And so he told me, he said, you know me, I was trying to get some free tricks, right? I told him, I said, we want to make a helicopter disappear. He said, well, you're going to have to get a sponsor for that, because I just can't afford to give away these tricks. If I could, I would. But
Glenn, may I interject a moment?
Yes.
Hey, everybody, and a long story short, if you go on to Wellington Ent, WELLINGTON you'll see Mr. Schmoke's website. The show that Glenn wants to do in a theater for me, it's very possible, but it's going to take support and it's going to take sponsorship, because I'm not the ordinary magician. I really want to make an Apache attack helicopter appear on stage, and Mr. Schmilk can build it for $75,000.
So we're not quite there yet, but I would love to see that.
Hey, I wanted to put it out there. It's possible.
I just got through saying dream, so I'm not saying it's not possible. You know, that would be great. I think a lot of veterans would never forget that. I know I wouldn't. So let me keep moving, because time is getting away. We're usually about an hour and a half in our meeting. Item 9, the tournaments. I just got through speaking with Strick. Strick does 2 of our tournaments that are very, very popular. He does the disc golf tournament. Veterans and military personnel come in and they participate in that every year. I can believe last year they took up a donation. They gave us $1,200 separate. They surprised me and presented me with this big check. I was there shooting the disc golf, and they said, Glenn, come here a second. We need to talk to you. And I went over there and they had this big check, $1,200, and they had just on their own, Strick, I knew nothing about it. Strick had collected that money from the players, and they wanted us to have that money for sponsoring that event. He also does pickleball. Pickleball is becoming very, very popular. Both veterans and military personnel are playing each other in this now. And I've got video of both events, so you'll see it. I haven't processed it yet, but I'll be processing it in about another 30 days or so. So you can see last year's events. You'll even see me get that big fat check that they gave us for $1,200. And this year we're adding horse basketball. And what I did was I decided that we really, I was thinking, where can we get a coach? We still need a coach, but this is a different kind of a basketball tournament. It's a horse basketball tournament. I wrote it all out, and anybody who wants to see the rules and regulations for it, it's written out and ready to go. and which means because it's a horse, anybody almost of any age can play on anybody's team, men, women. And the best shooter in the country was a female this year. So and she broke all kind of records. So I think it's a great time. One of the good things, I decided to reach out to the Spurs organization, and the Spurs organization they're partially right now supporting this event. I'm trying to get them to do more. I think that we will get them, but right now they have promised to give us the jerseys that we need for the teams, and they're looking at getting us in a place to play in San Antonio. They want, of course, the finals to be in San Antonio. So we're working on that, just to make you aware of what's going on with that. So it'll be 3 tournaments this year. God willing, it'll be the disc golf, it'll be the pickleball, and yay, the horse basketball tournament, which I'm high on and want to see played. I'm not even a great shooter, and I'm pretty old now, but I'm going out on that court and try anyway. So with that, we're moving on. There's a group I would love to bring, item 10. It comes down to funding again. They set aside some dates, calendared for us, but with the understanding that we need to raise the money to bring them. It's a group called Exit 12. They participated with us in 2019. Exit 12 is a group, and I'll send you a video of them. Their founder, Ramon Baca, United States Marine, surrounded by Marines, love Marines, and he noticed when they were in Afghanistan that his men were suffering from exhaustion and PTSD, and so he started some movement exercises. And when he came back to the States, he began using movement as PTSD and created this group called Exit 12. And they're very, very famous now. They travel all around the world. They do these workshops for veterans. And so we have the ability to either get the workshop and a full recital, or just bring his workshops in. So we've calendared a date for them, but we need to raise the money. But just to let you know, Austin Public Access shows. So I'm a director at Austin Public Access. I don't know if you've ever been there or seen it, but they've got a thoroughly modern television station and channel there. They do live, they broadcast live, or they tape their shows. And so we got a couple of shows that we're going to do there. One of the shows, which I'm doing with Carlton, and Elizabeth, she's not here. They're going to be hosting. I'm executive producing. It's called Veterans Got Talent 2. And we're bringing in veterans that do whatever talent is that if they got a little thing that they'll play, boing, da, boing, da, boing, da, boing, they can come on. they can come on and do it. We don't care. We want, the whole idea is to show their talent and their ability, and to get them to doing something, practicing and perfecting something in the arts. Okay, so we're going to be producing that show. Also, Christopher Michaels isn't here, but Christopher Michaels does a poetry slam. I don't know if you've ever been to a poetry slam, but they are so much fun. It's so exciting. And Christopher does them so well. So this year he's opting to do it in the studio at Austin Public Access. So Carlton, that's another show that we'll be producing, okay, in there. I'll
do the Veterans Talent Show, Glenn.
What? Great, fantastic. We'd love to have you. You got to come and do us some magic, right?
I'd love to do it live, broadcast it. I'd love to.
Okay, fantastic, Jason. We're inking you in. All right, now we are looking for a channel manager. Now, this problem may be solved. We just recently were contacted by a group at the University of Texas, and they asked us if they could volunteer. They're a student group for AVAFEST. I don't know how many there are. Jason and I and Mark and Frank will be meeting with them soon, next week. You guys, I'll let you know what that date is in case you want to come and be a part and check them out, because every director is going to need volunteers. As soon as we check them out, know what they've got, know what they can do, then we will let you know so you can get you some volunteers for what you're doing. Get them assigned and get them working on your projects. We're looking for an advertising firm to monitor 2024 campaign. In 2019, what we did was this advertising firm came to us, and they had some students themselves. They said, we'd like to market your event. And they did market it, and they took our 501c3 number and they just wrote off the entire cost. They did a good job. So we're hopeful. They were a good fit that year. We don't have them anymore, but if we can find, if you know someone, I just put it out there, that has a firm, we can use that again for this event. We're looking for, we need a person to help us to book our bands. And everybody, I think I'm going to send you all a copy of this agenda item. All right. For people that have been here at the last meetings, do we have any old business that we need to talk on?
I just need to know the dates, Glenn.
Okay. Give me a chance. We'll get with you.
You know,
No worries.
Glenn, I do have a thought on for morale and what I'd like to do, and Al already mentioned it, and so offline. So you know, morale, I'm gonna put you in contact with Big Al, and so y'all two can coordinate in regards to the dates. So he already has dates for San Antonio, and he also has dates for Austin. And so we're going to coordinate those two dates on those weekends. But then also we have the bedside magic that we're doing up closer to Fort Cavazos and Temple. And so the coordination there. So I want to get some synergy between you and Al, and then take that.
I'll perform for you wherever you need.
And then,
Just got to get down there.
and then take that and move it towards the Fort Cavazos and the Temple, and so we can hopefully you know, connect you into getting to Texas. And so I'll offline, I'll put you two together, and then you can coordinate on, you know, the whatever Al is got going on for San Antonio and in Austin, and then again we'll get back on and have conversation in regards to the bedside magic. So hopefully
I'd love to.
Yeah, so tentatively, I mean, not tentatively, but the dates that we have are the two dates, the 2 weekends in November. Big Al is going to do San Antonio that first weekend of November, and then the second weekend of November, that's when he's going to be here in Austin, coordinating those are not the weekend, but over the veteran on Veterans Day on the 10th and the 11th. And so, you know, I would say tentatively for your schedule and your availability, you know, we have on the Saturday, we have the event that Frank is wanting to do for the expo. And so, you know, look at yourself, maybe, you know, doing the Fort Cavazos and the Temple up at the hospital that 19th or the 26th, those 2 weekends. Do you have availability in your schedule?
I'm here to perform whenever you need me. It's a matter of getting me down there.
Okay, so we'll look at Glenn. We can talk offline, but I think those 2 weekends, the 19th and the 26th, we can discuss Fort Cavazos and Temple on the hospital visits, and then hopefully keep them here within those weeks.
Thought I was doing the VA in Austin.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
have.
no, that's not ruled out. This is in addition to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hello. First, before we go further, Elizabeth, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. I tried to log in on my phone while I was driving and it wouldn't let me, so I had to drive home.
Okay, so everyone, I'd like for you to introduce yourself to everyone. We have some new people here. And
Great.
go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth. I've been with AVAFEST since its inaugural year, there's Carlton. Hi. I am now a producer. I started as the dance director. I'm an Army veteran. I used to fly helicopters in sandy locations. I have a master's degree from UT in exercise and sports psychology, on focusing on cognition and neurological development. I also have a degree in radio, television, film from Austin Community College, and I am a professor at Austin Community College in the health and kinesiology department. And right now I'm training to be the fencing professor. So that's where I was. I'm also in the producer program at Austin Public, which is the public access TV station. We're setting up for Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel / AVAFEST to have a show come the fall. So I'm currently preparing for all of that.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's good to see you. She is such a busy person, and I knew that you were going to be getting here late, but you got here. So
I did.
thank you. And she's right. She has been with us since our inception. So, I mean, sometimes she could do it, sometimes she couldn't, but for the most part, she has not gone anywhere. And I was just telling them about Exit 12. We're trying to get out.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had that very unique experience with them. You know, would you like to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Exit 12 is a dance company out of Manhattan. It's artistic director Roman Baca. He's a Marine. He was a translator during OIF in Fallujah. And he was a professional ballet dancer prior to that. And when he got back, he was having some, issues readjusting back to civilian society. Went back to dance, and he ended up becoming a Fulbright scholar, got his MFA in choreography, and he developed a program called repurposing. They came and we did a workshop during our inaugural year, and they did a production. Additionally, they have had a documentary done called Moved by War, which was up for Academy Award contention. It's a fantastic feature. Really, really excited about the work he's been doing. They're still performing, they're still out in the community, and hopefully we will be able to bring them back this year. During COVID, they had, I believe, an online or a video performance, which was also beautiful. I believe it was called, started with a K?
I can't remember, but they gave us.
I want to say Kava, but it's not Kava. It was something. It was another production, but it was really, really beautiful.
Calabuela?
No, it might have been Kiva, actually.
It was Kiva, Kiva. I love that performance too.
Yeah, it was beautiful performance. His staff, they're either veterans or have military family members. For the most part, I think there might be a couple that are supporters, and his work is groundbreaking. And the repurposing workshop is extremely effective. We had a Vietnam veteran with us who went into catharsis during it, and it was really, really amazing to watch.
So what I just want to say to you, what we have aligned here, what we have amongst ourselves can be more powerful than anything going right now. Because the arts is just a very powerful way of displacing these disorders, of dealing with them in a way to where making them less harmful. I don't even have I don't have a degree, but I have art. So I understand how it works because it's saved me on so many levels. I know Frank knows, and I know all of you on some level who participate in the art know. So I just say, just bring what you can, but whatever it is that you do, just do it to the best of your ability. And understand, one of the reasons why, and I just want to share this with you before we get ready to go in a few minutes, how the Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel really got started was after I came back after we moved here, I decided because we had lost, I was in a PRRC. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's like one of the highest levels of psychological work that you can do for a person with PTSD at the VA. They call it the Day Treatment Center, and you go every day and you do all of these groups with all these different people. And I did that for 3 years. And one of the things that happened was we lost this veteran while in the program to suicide. And it wasn't like he was my best friend. He was somebody I saw around. I might have had a group here or there with him, but I liked him. He was a nice guy, nice person, trying to help himself. So when we moved here, we all had a bunch of questions just and losing him because of the way that it happened, because we missed some very important things. Like he was giving us things away, but he wasn't giving things away like in one day. He was, this day and over a period of a month, he was giving things away. He was giving them to different people. And we didn't all put that together until what happened to him. And then we started talking. We're like, well, he gave me this and he gave me that. And then we realized that was a classic sign that he had already made his decision. So when I moved to Texas, I decided it was bothering me. I have a degree in film. I was going to take my camera. I was trying to figure out what could we have done in that instance. And I'm going to just ask veterans, if a veteran came to you and said he was going to commit suicide, what would you say to them to deter them from doing that? And I asked them that question. I turned on the camera, and I did that about 18 times. And I recorded these veterans speaking. And then when it was time for me to have to share it, I went to YouTube. I wanted to put it online, and YouTube demanded that I name the channel. And I said, oh, I got to name the channel. So I said, okay, I'm going to name it the Veteran Suicide Prevention Channel. That way, any veteran that's thinking about maybe killing himself will find it. And I did that. And then some people started coming and looking at it. And I was really, at that time, very close with the VFW. I'm a member of the VFW. One day, this person left a message on one of the videos. It's still there. If you go to the channel, you'll see it. And he says, "This video saved my life." So that said to me, we got to do this. And the person over at Texas VFW, he saw it, and he said to me, he said, "Glenn, you got to do something with this. This has got to become a nonprofit organization." I said, "I don't know how to do a nonprofit." He said, "Don't worry, I got somebody," and he went and got the 2013 commander of the VFW named John Spar, and told him to help him set this up. And John Spar came, and we created this organization on January 16th of 2015. We got our 501c3. We're 10 years old. Well, next year we're 9 now. So the work we're doing, even if it saves one life,
It's all worth it.
it's all worth it. And we have already saved, I know, one life. And I'm betting we can save more. I feel that, I didn't just pick up that camera and do that, but something higher spoke to me and told me to do it.
Glenn, all of us together, we can lower the suicide rate. I know we can. To potentially none. I know we can.
I think so. So listen, guys, we continue to do the work that you're doing. At this point in AVAFEST, there's always feeling like some disarray, but we organize fast. It's your spirit, the contagion of what we're doing is so powerful. You're going to just fall right into it. And if at any point you feel like you can't do it, let us know early, because it's better for us to know early at this point now that you can't commit to it, so we can find someone that can. But if you can, be prepared to have the time of your life. There's no feeling like going through AVAFEST. And some of you people who know what I'm talking about, we're working, and sometimes it feels like we get close and we're like, oh man, we're too close, and we're not going to get any of this stuff done. And then it all happens. Everything that we plan happens. It's like magic. And then before it's all over. Am I telling the truth, Elizabeth? Then before you know it, it's all.
And Carlton knows this. It's the magic of the industry.
Carlton,
It doesn't happen. It just happens.
It
I
just
mean, we
happens.
work at it, but yeah, things come together when it's time.
So I got faith in you, and I've got faith in what we're doing. And this is a legacy item for me, you guys. So at some point, I want to know that, hey, there you are. There you are, Frankie. At some point, right. At some point, I know in involving people like you that no matter what, we can grow this, and it will be here saving lives, not only saving their lives, not only changing their lives, but it will change yours. I know, because it's changed mine. Is there anything else we need to talk about? We got new business on the agenda. Is there anything new that we need to talk about?
I can't think of anything.
Thank each and every one of you.
Hey, Glenn,
Yes,
Glenn,
sir.
I just want to say thank you to Madeline for joining us today. Thank you, Marilyn, for coming over. Appreciate you being here with us, and we'll be talking.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And Big Al, call me 401-487-2472 so we can chit chat.
Our next meeting will be in 2 weeks. Begin talking to each other. We cross-pollinate, get to know each other. Let's build a bond amongst ourselves, and let's get busy and make it happen. Okay? There's nothing else. God bless you. Have a good night. I'll send a follow-up email regarding this, and I'll send a video.
Hoorah,
God
Marine.
bless.
Peace.
All right. See y'all later. Have a good night.
Big Al, give me a call.